Stuart, I have a question, please.
Yes,
Uh, can you talk about the process and qualities of the first breath into the heart in terms of the mental aspects of it?
well, that's a good question because I was going to talk this evening about the heart. And look, the double breathing exercise is in two steps. Understand? First step, the first is bringing the attention below the navel. And the reason for that is to build the foundation inside so that you can open the heart. And as I've said many times, all it takes is gratitude to open the heart. So the first breath is about expanding the heart chakra. The first breath is about strengthening the heart chakra. The breath is prana, it's energy, it's life. When you take it into the heart chakra, it will expand and strengthen the chakra, where chakra is basically just psychic muscles. And they will expand and strengthen when you breathe there. When you swallow, you relax the throat. Now, the benefits of this are enormous. The energy will never move out of your head. All of that tension, all of that turmoil, all of that conflict goes on in the human mind will never flow down if the heart is closed. So by getting grounded, centered, opening the heart, breathing into the heart to strengthen the heart, it allows all of that stuff that just runs crazy in the brain to begin to flow down. And as it flows down, it'll move through the heart chakra into the chakra below the navel. It'll become chi. It becomes foundation, balance. It becomes energy that gives life instead of energy that makes you crazy. If the heart isn't open, you understand, it's like the plumbing. I always use the metaphor of plumbing. If the plumbing is stuffed up, everything comes out the kitchen sink. This is the kitchen sink. Everything comes up there and it yaks and this and that. It makes everybody crazy. I discovered years ago that most headaches are not really headaches. They're heartaches. People have these conditions because the heart is closed and the tension just backs up, goes into the mind, into the head, and it creates a great deal of not only mental problems, but physical problems. So the first step in the meditation is about doing what I'm talking about, getting the heart open. And the key to all of this and the ultimate reward of all of this is living with an open heart. I was going to talk about this. I've been doing all these in-person classes the last few weeks, and there isn't a huge number of people coming, but the people that are coming, one of the things I've discovered, and I discovered this a long time ago, is how congested people are in the heart chakra, how many walls of defense they have built that surround the heart chakra, that are consciously and unconsciously built inside people because people think those walls are going to protect them from life, and they don't. All they do is keep Shakti, energy, love, spirit from truly evolving and growing in the heart center. And what we think is going to protect us, in most cases, it really kills us. Heart attacks, all kinds of congestion, strokes, this, that, the other, that people get because of that tension that builds up in the heart center. And I know when I work with people, I put my hand between their shoulders and people just, sometimes they scream because they've repressed so much energy, so much tension in the heart chakra and built so many walls that it's really like that story in the Bible of Joshua, and the walls of Jericho tumbling down. So that first step in the exercise is the beginning of getting the heart center open. Gratitude is truly the real beginning. And then breathing properly there, continuing to feel gratitude, working every day to sustain that openness, is essential if somebody's going to have a spiritual life. The ultimate goal of all of this is love, happiness. Love and happiness enable us to get free of our karma living on the planet Earth. So your question is very appropriate, Brad, because the first step in doing all of this is the first breath you take inside to strengthen the heart center. And then a continuum of this over time builds a system inside that can keep the heart open. And when the heart stays open, there's kindness, there's love, there's joy, we don't live on the surface of life. We can go deep inside ourselves and allow the Shakti that comes through us to manifest in the world as compassion, as forgiveness, as love, as living on the highest level that a human being can possibly live. But this can't be done unless there's a real foundation built inside a human being. Emotions are very strong. Mental energy is very strong. We need to be grounded inside. We need to build that foundation. And then simple things like gratitude, taking a breath into the heart center, they're not complicated things. They're complicated because there's so much tension in people. But once we begin to alleviate that tension, it makes sense in a very unique way, in a way in where, it's, I don't know, it's the logic of God, not human logic. Human logic is wrapped up in tension and figuring out the world. And this is wrapped up in getting free of the world, building a center inside that enables us to truly be happy people. That's how you get free of karma. You don't get free of karma by logically figuring out what the hell this world is about. You're just going to drive yourself crazy. So that first breath, it's the beginning of that depth of inner work. Gratitude. I hope this is clear. This is so important. And I'm telling you, I kid around, I'm going to hang a shingle up, Kundalini cardiology here. It's really, it kind of just, because so much of the work I have to do with people is breaking down tensions that have been repressed inside them, since they're little kids, God knows, 5 lifetimes ago. They've been carrying these tensions with them. And these tensions get thicker and thicker around the heart. And eventually they lead to heart conditions, heart attacks, they lead, blood pressure, all kinds of problems that happen to people, not only mental problems, but physical problems. Does anyone else have a question?
Thank you.
You're welcome, Brad. A very good question. Right? I'm telling you, almost psychically asked a question of exactly what I wanted to talk about. Does anyone else have a question? And then it's time. You know, it's like an apple, it's got to ripen on the tree. An orange has to ripen. You know, people have to ripen also. And they have to have the time to allow this internal bouquet to truly manifest the sweetness, the love, which comes when we stop building all these defense mechanisms in ourselves. The real protection in life is an open heart. That's the only real protection, frankly. And it's something that scares the hell out of people, you know. I'm going to be open, I'm going to get clobbered, I'm going to get, well, meanwhile, we're clobbering ourselves. Understand, we're just beating ourselves up inside out of fear to open up. And well, you do the inner work, you overcome the fear, and you recognize there's nothing to be afraid of. It's the key to why we are born on the earth. It's the key to working out karma. You know, Rudy always said it, you know, in every church, every synagogue, every mosque, God is love. It's written all over the world, you know, and it's so commonplace that people just take it for granted, you know. Well, the first person we have to really love is ourselves. We have to come to a place where we're truly worthy in ourselves of being happy people. We don't have to spend our lives just beating ourselves up. It takes tremendous inner strength to do this. That's why I tell people you have to have patience, you got to do the inner work, and step by step, this becomes possible. You got to take advantage of everything God puts in your life that helps you to do it. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? I hope this is clear, you know. I mean, look, for me, you know, 30 years ago, this was not clear. I was an angry young guy, you know, not maybe more than 30 years ago, a long time ago. And I had so much repressed anger and tension in myself that it was very difficult to do this. But then time and work and inner development, it enabled me to begin to quiet the beast. Because ultimately, that's what it's about. I said it, you know, I don't know, the first time, I don't know, 10 years ago. Happy people are enlightened people, not people that walk around in robes and, you know, it's nothing to happy people, people that have that love inside them, that joy inside them, that simplicity inside them, that refinement inside them. They're enlightened people. It doesn't matter what their profession is. When a person attains that level, they truly have gained everything there is to learn on the earth. It's the highest form of wisdom, love, happiness. And I said it before, when I was younger, I used to read a lot of philosophy, you know, Plato, Aristotle, Spinoza, all of them, you know. And every single philosopher arrived at that conclusion that the ultimate goal of living is to become happy. I mean, Plato and Aristotle had completely different techniques of arriving at this, but they both arrived at the same place. Spinoza, all of them. Maybe some of the heavier ones, the existential guys, and those people, no. But they arrived at that place. And I used to fight with them. I said, that can't be the answer. Until I said, Stuart, stop being a schmuck. I mean, that is the goal that you have to work towards in your life if you truly want to get free. Because the first person you get free of is yourself. I mean, that itself is a major step, just getting free of oneself. How do you get free of yourself? You got to live with an open heart, with love. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? And I arrived at a place years ago where I said, Stuart, you don't know better than life. It's been around a lot longer than you. And it's here to teach you what you have to do to get free. Does anyone else have a question you'd like to ask? Okay, there'll be class tomorrow evening. I hope I see you all there. And again, as I end these classes, I mean, I'm stunned at how much I learn when I sit here and work with everybody that attends these classes. And I have just a very deep gratitude, for people that finding the time, that are doing this work, please try and stop moving. It really disrupts the class if you move. And I just want to say that there's just a very profound gratitude inside me for all of you that come and attend these classes. And, God bless you all. Thank you. And I'm looking forward to having the class tomorrow evening. So bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you very much.